Everyone. So, here we meet again for the second playthrough of Waiting Room. Today, I will go for the second ending and see how that looks like. As far as I'm aware, there's really only one option that will change the outcome of the story, but I will choose all the options that I haven't in my last playthrough, just to see how the interaction with the little girl changes. So, without further ado, let's jump into the story. Airport, office, hospital. This is where people come to sit down and wait. You have to wait for your airplane, but you don't have to wait. You can just stand up and go. Buying food or looking for a book to read during your flight doesn't feel like waiting. It's more like passing time. If the airport is a microcosmos, cut off from the rest of reality, then a doctor's office is like a prison cell. Being asked to sit down and wait feels weird. It reminds me of being sent to the school principal's office without really knowing why or what is about to happen to you. You sit down and wait well, for time to just pass, while you stare at the wall opposite from you, as doing anything else would be considered inappropriate. We have designed entire halls, rooms, and buildings around the concept of waiting. Places you go to let time pass, consciously and painfully slow. But why? To wait until something happens? Hello, there's a little girl again. Or the little girl. Or, well, uh, could I maybe get some space, please? I'm bored. Do you want to talk? Get out of my face. Get out of my face, you weirdo. I'm not a weirdo. It's winter, so it's still dark out. The waiting room is dimly illuminated by a sterile light from above. Even the coughs and sniffs of the other patients in the room don't manage to drown out the endless buzzing of the fluorescent lights. My eyes wander around the room. It's fairly early, yet there's already a whole group of people waiting. It's way too early to be waiting. Before I can lean back into my uncomfortably hard chair, I feel the girl from before pull at my coat. The little girl is sitting on a red plastic chair next to me. She's fidgeting in her seat, steadily rocking back and forth. Her short legs barely even reach the floor. Hey, are you even listening? Not really. I try to blink a few times to prevent my eyes from falling shut. Are you not bored? I'm so bored. Yeah, I'm bored. I squint my eyes to inspect the strange kid. Her face is buried into a green vest. It's way too big for her, and she's wearing worn-down brown boots. She glances back at me, seemingly upset about my lack of enthusiasm and the overall situation. I think back to when my mother used to drag me everywhere. Her appointments, her group workouts. Oh, no. Wait. We can go back. Good feature. 10 out of 10. I was bored out of my mind back then. I don't remember much about my childhood, but I remember spending a long time waiting for my mother. Where's your mom? She's not here right now. Not here? I repeat her answer, and then I look around the room again. None of the other people in the room even seem to acknowledge her, aside from a few annoyed glances. This wouldn't be as weird. This wasn't a gynecologist's office. My parents say I'm pretty mature for my age, do you know? I bet you are. My mind is too tired to question why a little girl would need to visit a gynecologist on her own, and I'm partially glad I don't have to think about the answer. Maybe I'm reading too much into it? Yeah. My mama says I should be more responsible. So, that's why you're here? I want to practice being an adult. I smile to myself. How ironic. I'm practicing being an adult too. She swings her small legs back and forth, blissfully unaware of the angry glances the older women in the room are shooting at her. I check my phone. It's almost 9 a.m. Been sitting here for an hour already. Mom is probably getting ready for work right about now. She doesn't know I'm here. I'd usually be at university at this time. I'm a good student, and I make her proud. But I've been sick lately, and she can't seem to understand. Why are you rushing to the doctor again? You should wait it out. It'll just solve itself, I'm sure. Aren't you tired? Aren't you just so tired? I've got fungus growing in my stomach, and it's spreading to my brain. How long will it take until I lose my mind? You're an adult, right? What do they do? She's tugging at my coat again. They spend all their free time praying. Adults spend all their free time praying. To God? Some of them, yes. I don't believe in God. Believing is more of an adult thing anyways. Don't worry about that. I don't think God would like me very much. God loves all the children. So you're good. Does he love all adults too? I think about that question for a second. I think about my father of all people. Do fathers deserve redemption? My eyes search the room for an answer. This is a gynecologist office full of women, so I'm left with absolutely nothing. Back when I used to go to church, my pastor told me that God loves everyone equally, even those who are sinners. At first, I felt a sense of relief. I was a troublesome child, haunted by overwhelming doubts about the world around me. God never gave me any answers, but at least he could forgive me, no? The older I got, the more I grew to resent what my pastor told me that day. Do you think he loves you? Oh, I'm not sure. I like to think that he does. The girl nods. She doesn't seem to understand the complexity of her questions, though she still looks pretty satisfied with my answer. I turn my head away from her and stare back into the room. The woman across from me hesitantly stands up after one of the receptionist ladies butchers her last name. She looks young, maybe a couple years older than me. I can easily tell that she's nervous, hands clasped together and all. A nurse shows up and guides the woman into one of the examination rooms, numbered 1 to 10. I hear the older nurse mutter something. The only word that I can manage to make out is pregnancy. They disappear into the hallway. What a weird word. Pregnancy. A bachelor's degree takes about 4 to 5 years. Getting a driver's license can take up to 1 year. An ear piercing fully heals in about 10 months. But life only takes 9. It takes 9 months of waiting to create a heart that beats steadily, a human being. Then a mother's womb cracks open like an egg. I'm feeling hungry. I wonder if I can grab some food after all of this is over. There probably isn't anything left at home. Not that that matters. I haven't had one of Mom's home-cooked meals in what feels like ages. I should be old enough to cook for myself by now. At least that's what everyone around me says. But buying the right ingredients, following the recipe, checking if the meat is cooked and the sauce isn't too watery, it's just way too stressful. And once you mess up, you're stuck with a nasty meal. I don't think there's anything more depressing than forcing yourself to eat the embodiment of your shameful, pitiful existence. An omelette that tastes like nothing and bacon smothered in oil? That's what I am. Don't get me started on how long it takes to prepare. Why does boiling a pot of rice take so long anyway? I'll just get a pack of instant noodles on my way home. Before I can get out my phone to check for convenience stores nearby, the girl grabs my arm with her small fingers. You wanna see something cool? She puts one hand into the oversized pocket of her vest and starts digging. It takes a few seconds for her to grasp whatever it is that she wants to show me. Look! Look! There's a worn-down keychain in her little hand. It's a metallic bear with detachable limbs that rattle around when they move. I squint my eyes, but the dim lights make it impossible to figure out the writing on its metal stomach. It's pretty cute, right? Where did you get it from? From my dad. He got it from somewhere. I don't have any keys, so I just keep it in my pocket. You want to take a closer look? I nod. The girl hesitantly hands me the keychain. The metal is cold to the touch. Its limbs dangle around, bent backwards, and to the side. It looks a bit morbid. The bear is cute, but the material is rough and lifeless. I grab the chain, which is conveniently attached to the bear's head, and dangle it around for a bit. Berlin, 2003. That's what the letters on its stomach say. Huh. I hold it in my palm and bring it closer to my face until the bear is staring back at me. You know, my parents and I actually visited Berlin at the same time. I was about 10 back then. I really hated traveling with my parents. I still do. It's always took so long. Couldn't wait for the days to just pass. Museums, fancy restaurants, audio guides. I didn't care for that stuff. Now that I think about it, my dad also got me keychain back then. It's weird, 'cause I remember wanting a card game. A card game with cuter looking bears on it. I really wonder where that keychain is now. The girl interrupts my thoughts by trying to grab the bear from my hands. Give it back now. Hey, what's wrong? I'm still looking. I raise the keychain above my head. Its limbs move and clank against the metal body. The girl whines in frustration, quickly standing up on the plastic chair to gain a bit of height. The chair creaks. Hey, what's your problem? She pulls at my coat and arm. This is mine! There's a familiar desperation in her voice. A child, being unable to conquer this giant world. Like standing in front of a mountain. I feel like my dad. Okay, here, take it. I hand her the keychain. The girl grabs it and immediately falls back into a chair. She proceeds to hide the bear in her palm, clutching it tight. I remember this feeling. Fear, shame, the vulnerability of being a child, fragile, yet enduring. Trying to stay kind in a world that hates your innocence. As a kid, you don't really have any other choice. You're born good until it's beat out of you. I don't miss being a kid. I don't ever want to go back. The girl, still cowering in her chair, glances up at me. And then, a smile?
So, you remember, don't you?
What?
This warm wet feeling, like a mother's womb.
The fluorescent lights are buzzing. The sun is rising from outside the window. The waiting room is dyed deep red.
You're not scared, are you? In fact, you're probably used to this kind of unforgiving, violent realizations. It's too late now. There's no going back.
She reaches out to hold my hand. The metallic keychain in her hand feels strangely warm now.
Do you want to become a part of the egg?
Yes. In an instant, an overwhelming sense of grief washes over me. I shut my eyes. I can't bear the red anymore. The world around me feels like thick liquid. The cheap chair loses its form, sinking into a floor which doesn't exist anymore. This world is melting and being reborn into something else. I don't ask why this is happening to me. The girl is right. It feels like I should know. I should know why this is happening right now. But I don't. In fact, I wonder why the receptionist hasn't called my name yet. It's been over an hour. Her face probably melted off right about now. I can't help but feel like this is the end. The only thing that keeps me from turning into a thick broth is the little girl squeezing my hand tight.
Don't worry. You've been here before.
I slowly start to remember that I have a body, one that can move and breathe. Regaining control of my mouth is difficult. It feels like it's not even there anymore. My eyes can't see anything.
There's nothing here.
Where did everything go?
It hasn't been created yet.
So, I'm dead? It feels like I'm dead.
You're in the place before life.
I feel someone's heart vibrating through the thick fluid. You know, this is kinda nice. Non-existence is fun. I just get to swim around and listen to my own thoughts. No places to be, no classes, no bus stop, no waiting room. But, you know, I really want to go home now.
Why? This is better than life and less painful than dying. You wanted this.
When I was your age, I probably would have wanted this. A place that feels like a never-ending eternal hug. Life isn't anything like this, though.
So it's true. Once you have tasted life, you are unable to return to your truthful form. You have grown to be bigger than the corners of the womb. You chose suffering. How ironic.
It's not just me out there anymore. I still have things to do.
It's no use. You can't bring yourself to sever the tie that binds us. I know how you really feel. This place materialized out of my desire to be cared for. As long as it persists, you will never be able to leave.
So, this is it?
This is it.
Despite all of it, she still holds onto my hand. She's hesitant, like she's doubting her own words. The only thing I know for sure in the sea of primordial life is that there's a child that doesn't want to let go of my hand. Going back home must be scary. A way you'd rather choose to not exist at all. I know how that feels. But I can't help you. I need to move on.
I can't go back.
I'd rather die. There's no one there. It's empty. Time has already passed.
Everyone else has already moved on to the next stage of life. Just like you. But I'm still here.
It reeks of old furniture and stale bathwater. My bed hasn't been made in years. Please. Please stay. This time, we're going to leave. I'm sorry, kid. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do for you. I can't stay here with you. I have to leave, no matter what it takes. I used to love watching the sunrise after a particularly bad night. As a matter of fact, I still do. So, let's meet there.
There?
The place where the sun rises. She squeezes my hand again. I feel a new sensation. Smooth metal rubbing against skin. The keychain. I almost forgot.
This existence is lonely, but for you, I will put these complicated feelings aside.
I feel a grip slowly loosening. Then she hesitates.
As soon as I let go of you, it's gonna feel like you're drowning. Don't worry. It's part of being reborn. It's a part of being reborn.
Is it gonna hurt?
Pain and confusion are every human's first feelings.
As soon as the girl lets go, I feel the thick liquid around us rushing to my lungs. I try to scream. There's no sound. I flay my arms around in desperation. The liquid is too dense to move in. My attempts are futile. I feel my muscles aching from exhaustion. No, I can't stop now. No matter how painful it is, I can't stop. I open my mouth in a desperate attempt to catch my breath. There's nothing. A sharp pain pierces through my chest as my lungs rupture. Pain curses through my head, violent and throbbing, until it overwhelms me, and I can do nothing but shut my eyes and grip my chest. I feel so small. The pain leaves as suddenly as it came. All I'm left with is a dull, blurry sensation in my chest. I'm not sure what I'm gonna see when I open my eyes. I really wish I could see my bed right about now, instead of a wet, endless void or my doctor's bleak waiting room. This really sucks. Also, I'm hungry. I need my morning coffee, preferably an iced espresso. And also, I still need to open my eyes. So, for some reason, past me forgot how words work at this point. And since I don't want to leave you wondering whether past me just had a stroke, I'll be jumping in for the outro. In the last video, I was kind of hinting that this might be a happy ending. Now, having gone through the story again, I feel like that might have been a bit misleading. This is not a happy ending, but in my opinion, it is happier in the sense that it's more hopeful than the other one. It tells us that even though there are bad days or bad nights in our life, we have to find the sunrise, a light at the end of the tunnel, something that makes us happy even if just a little bit, and keep going. Better days will come. And with that, I wish you all the best things and hope that you may have more beautiful sunrises than bad nights in your life. Oh, and by the way, I'm also thinking about making an analysis video on the story of this game. So please like this video to let me know that you'd be interested in that, and subscribe to not miss that or any other video in the future. Thank you for watching. Bye!